20 dumb things people have said in all seriousness. According to Reddit, my girlfriend once said that the clouds were behind the moon. She will also hit me when she sees this. Someone responds to this. One night, the clouds were very thin and wispy, while the moon was bright, and I made the comment that it almost looked like the clouds were behind the moon. My wife said, "How do I know that they aren't?" And our 8-year-old son proceeded to explain it to her. How rude is that? Here's the next one. Mine's a little more lighthearted. When someone is whistling, do you ever have the desire to stick a baby carrot in their mouth? Someone's actually said this. Okay, wow. He said that. Wow. Moving on. I used to work at Best Buy, and I had a customer, a lady in her 30s, come in with her plasma television on the flat cart. She says, "I need the plasma refilled." Oh. Well, look, I know that you don't know much about plasma televisions, Stripes, but that's not how it works. It'd be like it'd be like you taking your computer out to your parents and saying, "Guys, I need the HD refilled on my computer." You know, it's just not. What the fuck, you know? Like, hey guys, my phone doesn't have enough smart in it. Can I get a refill for my smartphone? Moving on. We were in the car and an ambulance passed us with the lights on. My friend turned to me with a very serious look on her face and asked, "If you were blind and deaf and driving your car, how would you know which side to pull over for the ambulance?" Think about that one, Stripes. If you're deaf and you're blind and you're driving your car, all right?
Yeah.
Which side of the street do you pull over on? Fuck me. Let me read the comments for this really quick. I had a similar thought the other day. My younger sister asked me why the ambulance has flashing lights. I said it was to get the attention of the drivers, especially ones who may be deaf. And I thought to myself, the loud sirens must be to get the attention of the blind drivers. Ha 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 ha. Blind drivers. Just driving the car with like a stick out the car. You know what I mean? The next one says, that's something that's begging to be drawn. I bet that it's been drawn already. And I would look it up right now. But I'm not a psychopath. I am not a psychopath. Whoa, my mic is actually on way too loud, and I just adjusted it to the right volume.
Oh, I can't hear you now.
You can't hear me now?
No, it's too quiet.
Oh, man. I have to write it out at this high setting, which is unbelievable. Well, the next one says, years ago, while working at a cafe, a couple came up to me and asked if Saddam Hussein was Russian. What? The Iraq War had just begun, and I snickered and said, "Of course not." The boyfriend turned to his girlfriend with a smug and victorious look and said, "See, I told you he was German. They must have just been pulling this guy's leg. If you're not Russian, you're obviously German. Da, is true." Fucking ridiculous. I'm surprised you're not drawing yourself as Zadia right now. Okay, here's another one. Man, this is a long one. Here in the UK, we get a lot of American kids shows, especially big ones like SpongeBob, Animaniacs, etc. These normally have a 4th of July special about the Declaration and War of Independence. With that as the topic of conversation, this is genuinely a discussion I had with my 14-year-old at the time. Me. The Simpsons made a joke about that during their 4th of July. I forgot the name. And then the friend goes, "Yeah, I watched that one. The British one sounded like dicks." And then me says, "Come again?" And the friend says, "You know, the British, the guys they always talk about when they do that kind of special. I bet we could take them." What? Daniel, what country do we live in? And the friend said, England. Yeah. So I guess, you know, that the guy in UK had an English friend that didn't know that the British was them. Brilliant. So somebody else said, "I thought AIDS was caused when a man comes in another man's mouth and the sperm gets confused and doesn't know where to go." Can you imagine having a mind like this?
No. I really can't. How do you ration that?
And the AIDS is confused and doesn't know where to go. Like just personifying the AIDS, like it's in there like, "What's going on in here? Right, this isn't a pussy." My God. A friend was totally confident he would be able to survive a plane crash because of his tuck and roll technique. He was 100% sober. Well, some people are just crazy, man. These are just getting crazy. Somebody said, I don't worry about the price of gas going up. I only ever put $20 in at a time. Again, people not understanding like what it means when the price of gas goes up. It means they're getting less regardless of what they pay every time they go. Fuck me. My mother last week while I was eating some buffalo wings said, is it real buffalo? These are just sad now. Stripes, these are sad.
They're sad.
Someone, if the moon was only 26 miles up, it would have to orbit around the Earth really quickly. I'll do some quick math on it and get back to you. I had a drunk guy come through the drive-thru at Taco Bell and asked if we sell tacos. And then he said, let me check. Nice. Well, he's drunk. Oh my God, he came through the drive-thru. Oh my God. Has anybody else said something about that? How did you know he was drunk at the drive-thru other than asking if you sell tacos? He probably was just messing with you. Yeah, here's a better question for this whole stupid video. If you're working as a teller at a fast food restaurant and you can tell that a person in the drive-thru is visibly and outrageously drunk, do you call the police and hold the person there? What do you think, Stripes?
I don't think it's really
your call.
Yeah, I don't think it's your call. I don't think it's anything someone working in a drive-thru would care much about.
I think it's a personal question. As a person, would you endeavor to try and stop this person? Regardless of, like, obviously it would probably have connotations with a job, like you could get in trouble. I would imagine, like, to free themselves of liability, like say this is a rich person that's drunk and, you know, gets lawyers involved after they sober up, you know what I mean? I would imagine to free themselves of liability, and this is getting really analytical and just more than the Facebook list that people are looking for here. I think that the gas station would only need something like this to happen once, where they feel the burn as far as like being sued for somebody being taken to jail because they were drunk by someone calling them in, to where they would establish a rule. Hey, you don't make these calls. If somebody's drunk, just serve them, get them out of there. You know what I mean? But I guess my question that I guess people can answer in the comment section is, if you were working in a window and someone comes up in their car and they're visibly and very, let's say you can smell the liquor coming off them, they're obviously drunk, do you try to hold them there and get a law enforcement official's attention to get to this guy, or do you just let him go? Would you, Stripes?
I think I'd just let him go.
Well, damn, babe, I appreciate that kind of honesty. And I guess if I were working, and I probably obviously really would need that job if I were working in the fucking window, I'd be forced to let them go even if I wouldn't want to. But what if somebody got killed right after that, man? And we were the ones that let him go, Stripes. Oh no. I've turned this into a whole thing. Don't you love me for it? Anyway, Stephen Hawking says Stephen Hawking is British, but he doesn't have an accent. Ridiculous. So another one says, oh, I didn't know we had avocados. My college roommate, after he pulled a bag of zucchinis out of the fridge. Some people don't know fruits, you know? It's not...
I'm going to take off my headphones for a second, if that's okay.
That's fine. Why? Why would it be a problem?
Just thought I'd let you know.
Somebody else says, I've been a cook for 15 years. One time a server asked me to rush a chicken breast and she forgot to ring in. I said, okay, it'll be a few minutes. It's still a bit raw. She said, just give it to me. It's fine. I tell her I don't feel like giving anyone salmonella poisoning today, and she will have to wait. Her jaw drops and her face turns red, and she rather belligerently shouts, just give it to her, because she's losing tip money, and then adds, besides, people don't get salmonella from chicken. They get it from salmon. You're a cook. You should know that by now. Every person in that room did the slow neck turn of what the fuck did I just hear? And just stared at her. I would have killed to be in that room. This is the one of the video right here. You get salmonella from salmon. What do you get from chicken? Chickenella? Ooh. The next comment here reads, When someone said their food was too hot, a friend asked to put it in the microwave on defrost to cool it down. My God. Another one reads, you should get off of your tablet while it's storming. Lightning can travel through the Wi-Fi and shock you. My mother. Yep. Man, we need a mother quote. One of these. Do you know what I mean? Mom's just saying bullshit that's like for our generation.
I told you this one, but I can't really phrase it right.
Try it.
My mom didn't know how solar power worked.
Oh yeah, she was saying how she tried to power something with like the light in the room.
On her phone.
Yeah.
No. The light in her smartphone, she just held it up there and wanted a little sunflower that danced in the sun to dance, and it didn't dance for her.
You could have convinced her that it wasn't dancing because she was like making it upset or something. Another comment here reads, I was once making small talk with an acquaintance, and I told her I'd flown out to visit my family in Korea over the summer. She got this smug grin on her face and said, you can't fly to Korea. It's an island. Okay. Here's the second to last one. It's really dangerous to take only half an ecstasy pill. Sometimes the pills aren't actually ecstasy. It's like 50% speed and 50% heroin. So if you take half, you might accidentally take the first, which is just the speed, or the other, which is just the heroin, which makes it way more dangerous. This is absolute nonsense. This is absolute nonsense.
Like they'd be split right down the middle and not just a mix.
I'm sure, whatever we can imagine has probably happened, especially in the drug world, because people are stupid. But this is madness. Like, to hear somebody say this like this, it's nuts. It's nuts. It's not true. And who led them down such a road? The top one says, a girl I know got a nose job. When I complimented her on how she looked, she said, I didn't do it for me. I didn't want my kids to be born with big noses. Oh, she thinks that a job will somehow affect... Oh no, those... Well, aren't you glad your parents aren't this stupid? You know, everybody listening. There you go. You really what, Stripes?
Well, I guess now, not knowing how solar power works isn't so bad anymore.
Stripes, a quick question. Do you happen to know who a little dude by the name of Bruce Wayne is?
I'll kill you.
Well, that's how we're ending this video. Later.